Hey, what's up guys? I'm out with the dog walkers and retirees this morning on day 13 of my Get Good challenge. We're at a park today. Had to come early because otherwise they get way too busy here during the week, so I hope we can get some good practice in. Should be a good day. Cue that intro. We already got one crazy boy unleashed. Hopefully he doesn't run in front of the drone. I don't know how this spot will go. It seems to be getting a little bit busier. But we're gonna try it out. I thought I could get out of that. You guys have probably noticed it's always like the first or second. I think yesterday it was the third or fourth, but it's always like the early batteries that I crash. It seems to be a theme with me. You guys have probably noticed at this point with these vlogs. It's like every single day this happens, but you know, what can you do, right? All right, get the first one out of the way early. This is what I get for flying on asphalt. Every crash is catastrophic. Not sure how much battery we got left here. We're about dead. Let's bring her in. Battery 2. You really should be doing this over the grass. Anytime you fly on asphalt, it's a lot riskier, like I said. Oh, you guys, I'm gonna hurt my hand with these claps. It'll be the first ever clapping injury, but it won't be the first case of the clap. That's called a rewind. That was a really bad one. A lot of juicy pilots and a lot of spang pilots do this too. You go up to something you kind of stall and then you accelerate out of it. Fling yourself backwards. I think I'm getting better at throttle control. After some of these, I'm not gaining as much altitude as I did before I started this challenge, which is awesome news. Yeah. So that was a bad trick to do there. I shouldn't have done that. So we're gonna head to a second location. This is just getting a bit too busy for my taste. There's people weaving in and out of these trees, there's dogs, and with dogs you never know if they're gonna start barking and run right towards the drone. That's happened before. It's really sketchy. I don't recommend flying around dogs if you can help it. We're gonna see if we can get into some more stuff in a less busy location. See you in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. I had originally planned to go to a more wooded location that I think was in the day 7 update, but I saw this church along the way and there's a lot of trees and little gaps and fun stuff to hit. So we're gonna fly here. Never been here before, so I'm excited. Hopefully this will be fun and I can add this to the ever-growing list. I got a bunch of places so far, which is great news. And you know, sometimes it just takes driving around and looking at stuff to find these spots. Let's do it. Alrighty. I feel like I should warm up again. It's been a bit. But nah, we're just gonna send it. Maybe explore a little bit. Ooh, so back here, we can maybe do a little wall ride stuff. I think this is the battery that I mentioned was dying the other day. And I just plugged it in and it's already low. Jesus. Oh no, look at my GoPro. You can see it in the DVR. That's awesome. Oh, good stuff. That was funny. Now we're rattling again. What's rattling? Well, I have no idea what's rattling. There's no wires or anything, so we're just gonna go. Finish out this battery. Not quite enough. So my VTX mount is technically broken, but it still works enough for today. So we're gonna stick with the QAV. Flip me, flip me, flip me. What's going on? Okay, so what happened is that motor got tangled in a long weed and a bunch of crap on all these other motors. Anyways, I don't have another GoPro mount for the QAV, so for the remainder of the day, we will be switching to the Nazgul XL5. You guys have seen a whole lot of this one. And because we don't like to practice what we preach here at PropabilityFPV, we're gonna be using these crappy race day quad straps on our Nazgul. Like I said in my other vlog, I figure I got maybe about a week of these straps with the heavy use, so why not kick it off today? I really didn't want to use the more expensive, far superior Lumenier ones like I have in the QAV. We're sticking with the garbage. So what went wrong with that crash there? Well, in that little dive thing I was doing, could I have gotten the throttle earlier or straightened out a little bit sooner? Yes, absolutely. But I am on 4S power, 4-cell lithium polymer. I would bet if I had a 6S battery, I could have got out of that, because I floored it trying to get out and it just didn't have the punch. So if you're lacking power and you want to do more crazy maneuvers, crazy dives, and really low to the ground pullouts, 4S might not be the best bet, especially if you got a heavy action cam on there like my GoPro and that heavy case that I have. My rig is pretty heavy. I don't know too many other people that fly this heavy of a quad on 4S. That's why so many people have been switching to 6. It's a lot more power, and I think it's actually a little bit less weight for the same watt hours of power, at least when I calculated it off Get FPV options. So just some advice. Battery 6. Now we're gonna have to get used to a new quad when we're almost done with the day. Man, I haven't tried like any Matties today. Are we down a GoPro? I feel like we lost a GoPro. This feels really light. The nice thing about these GoPros, they stick out like a sore thumb. Before we fly our last pack here, I want to go over one thing about propellers. How do you know when you need to replace a propeller? These things can take a hell of a beating, and honestly, they can really be flowing for a very long time, unless pretty much you're flying on concrete or asphalt. So if you look around at these front ones, you have some of this little grass, nicked up stuff. Trying to find another nick in here. You got little gouge there. That's obviously not good, but you can certainly fly the quad with that. I've been using these for how many batteries now, and they're still fine. It might fly a little less smooth But when you're just practicing like I am for this challenge, that's not the biggest deal in the world. You can tolerate that. How do you know when to replace it? Well, this one, there is an actual cut. Like the end of this blade is cut and there's a piece of grass wedged in there. That needs to be replaced. You should not fly with that. There's so many things that could happen there. This might rip a little bit. Now the prop is off balance, and then maybe when you give it some throttle, it goes all out of whack because this motor now is not balanced and the other three are. So you would easily notice that problem if this were to break loose. But if you have any cuts like this, and in this case, it's going almost half the thickness of the prop, that's too much damage. You got to replace that. So I'm going to throw a new prop on, and we're going to do our last battery. Last battery. Sketchy. Woo! That was cool. Hedge trimmer. We need to find a place to practice our Maddies. Maybe right here. Yeah, that looks good. Nope, that's bad. That right there is why I have that stir stick on the back of my quad. It's like a shock absorber. Good stuff. Pit mode. I think I lost my GoPro again. I saw it. I think I saw it. There it is. Let's fly back and land. And then we'll swap it out. And I got some words to say about this GoPro mount. Okay, so apparently we don't have a whole lot of flight time on this pack. Nope. Where did it go? There it is. Look at that little shit right there. It's so pretty. I haven't practiced orbiting in a while, you can probably tell. Oh, that was good. Oh, we're stuck in something again. We're gonna call it a day. This has been a really rough one today. I think I set a personal record for the amount of GoPro mounts that I broke, and my tally is 6. I'll have to go look at that later, but I think it was 6. My previous record was maybe 5. Second thing, I literally mentioned it in this video like 2 batteries ago. Look what happened. These suck. They're so bad. Don't use them. And we don't like to practice what we preach here. I've already said that in this video. This is why. This right here. I don't practice what I preach, and I'm paying for it again. Oh, these straps drive me crazy. I want to go over the GoPro mount thing. Some of you that are watching this, you're probably thinking, why does this idiot keep using these bad GoPro mounts? I can't print TPU with my printer. That's why. Believe me, if I could, I would have done this a long time ago. The only way that I can do that is to upgrade the tool head. Well, that's gonna cost me, I don't know, maybe 500 bucks. So at this point, my options are spend the 500, upgrade my machine, and that should future-proof it a little bit more, or try to sell this machine and buy a new one. So with that being said, if anyone that's watching this wants to buy a Taz 5, it's a huge build area, it's 3mm filament, and 0.5 mm nozzle. So it's a little bit bigger nozzle. It's great for larger parts. For example, these GoPro mounts. It's great for that. It's great for these arm guards. Anything like that that doesn't have to be super, super precise, it's fantastic for. I don't quite know where I want to go in price right now, but if you want it, reach out to me. We can talk and maybe work a deal out. Because, man, I'm getting sick of this GoPro stuff. Every single crash, I have to replace these. It's so annoying. Most of this is my fault because I can't do the right material for the job here. I want to address the people at GoPro. You guys make an unbelievably good camera. I have no complaints at all about those cameras. They're bulletproof. They're unbelievably tough. But your mount, your swivel mount, sucks. It really does. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm just saying it's not good. What are some ways you can improve that? If I were you, instead of having two little forks that are really close together and really, really narrow, I would beef those up a lot. Maybe put the spacing a little bit farther. I would probably about double the thickness of them, to be honest. I think that would go a long ways at making it more robust. The GoPro itself and the case that I have, those parts are fine. It's the stuff that you're mounting them onto that's typically the problem. But I think by just making that little tweak, there's a whole market of people like myself that you could tap into, that I could just use the mounts and they would just work. They wouldn't break all the time. They would just work better. I don't think it would even add a whole lot of cost. You might have to retool your mold, and now I'm getting really into the weeds and technical with it. But I'm an engineer by trade. I'm a mechanical engineer. I design stuff. I know how this stuff works. I know that it won't be that expensive to do it, especially for a company with your revenue. So please, if anyone from GoPro is watching, just take that into consideration. I don't think there's really any downsides. The only thing you're going to be doing is beefing up that mount. Now that I'm done rambling about GoPros and other random miscellaneous crap that you guys probably don't even care about, let's go over what we accomplished today. I would say that as far as the trick set that I've been working on, probably the most reps I got today was the wall rides at this location here, this last location. The trees in the distance there. I got a few pretty good ones and I got more of a feel for how to do that. But also the flow aspect of it. I think the first location we are at today is a good type of place to practice that. It's a little bit more open, but there's still plenty of obstacles and gaps to go through. I think that's a perfect place to practice flow. Also, this place, this has been really good. And like I talked about in yesterday's vlog, I don't quite know all the lines here yet. So I'll definitely be coming back here to hit it again, because now that I know it a little bit better, I know what I can and can't do. But this type of spot is really good for practicing flow. This spot is good for really practicing anything. And I think it would make a really good edit too. That's gonna take a few more times coming out here, getting to know the area before I feel comfortable making an edit. Because you guys, you don't want to watch an edit where it's just crash after crash after crash and terrible flying like it was today. So I'll probably come back here. This is on my list now. I really enjoyed this location. It's always good to find new places. That's a great thing that you can do. If you're kind of stuck on maybe the flying aspect of it, try to just find some new locations. Sometimes it just takes a change of scenery to re-inspire you or put a new idea in your head that you didn't have before. So just try to find new locations if you're in a rut. That works for me. I think it'll work for you too. And then at the end of the day, you have more spots to fly, which is awesome. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching this one. I appreciate it. I'm having an absolute blast making these vlogs. It provides me with memories. I can go back and look and think, wow, I was terrible at that point in time. But it's been a blast. If you like this video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in the next one.